Imagine a vast land, a place where three continents meet. This is Saudi Arabia. It sits right in the heart of the Middle East, a part of Western Asia. Look at a map, and you will see its unique position. To the east, the sparkling waters of the Arabian Gulf touch its shores. To the west, the long and beautiful Red Sea separates it from Africa. This location has been important for thousands of years. It has always been a bridge, connecting people, ideas, and goods between Europe, Asia, and Africa. This kingdom is more than just a place on a map. It is a historical and cultural crossroads. Saudi Arabia shares its borders with many neighbors, creating a rich tapestry of regional connections. To the north, you will find Jordan and Iraq. Further east, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates share a long coastline along the Arabian Gulf. To the south lies the Republic of Yemen, and to the southeast, the Sultanate of Oman. These borders are not just lines on a map, they are gateways through which history has flowed for centuries. They have seen ancient caravans, traveling pilgrims, and modern trade, all shaping the identity of this powerful and influential nation. The country's position is not just about land, its seas are just as important. The Red Sea to the west is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. It connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Indian Ocean through the Suez Canal. This makes Saudi Arabia a vital player in global trade. Ships carrying goods from all over the world pass by its coast every single day. The Arabian Gulf, on the other side, is famous for its oil reserves, making the kingdom a central point for the world's energy supply. This strategic location gives Saudi Arabia a special role on the world stage. Because of this unique placement, Saudi Arabia has always been a meeting point. It is where ancient incense routes once crossed the desert, carrying precious goods to distant empires. It is where Islam was born, spreading its message across the globe from this very land. Today, it is a modern kingdom that welcomes people from all corners of the earth for business, tourism, and pilgrimage. Its geography has destined it to be a place of connection, a land that links the past with the present, and the East with the West. It is a story written in the sands, but one that continues to unfold. Saudi Arabia is a very large country. It covers about 2 million square kilometers, which is most of the Arabian Peninsula. This makes it one of the biggest countries in the Middle East. When you think of Saudi Arabia, you probably picture endless deserts of golden sand, and you would be right. The most famous desert is the Rub al Khali, also known as the Empty Quarter. It is the largest sand desert in the world, a breathtaking sea of dunes that stretches for hundreds of kilometers. But the country's geography is much more than just sand. It is a land of surprising diversity and stark beauty. The climate here is mostly hot and dry, as you would expect in a desert land. In the summer, temperatures can become extremely high, often soaring above 45 degrees Celsius. The sun shines brightly for most of the year, with very little rainfall in many areas. However, not all of the country is the same. The coastal areas along the Red Sea and the Arabian Gulf are very humid. In the southwestern region of Asir, the climate is different. Here there are tall mountains that catch more rain, making the area cooler and greener than the rest of the kingdom, especially during the summer monsoon season. Beyond the Great Deserts, Saudi Arabia has other amazing landscapes. The western part of the country is home to a long chain of mountains called the Sarawat Mountains. These mountains run parallel to the Red Sea coast. They contain the country's highest peak, Jabal Sauda, which rises to over 3,000 meters. These highlands offer stunning views and a cooler escape from the desert heat. The country also has vast rocky plateaus, ancient lava fields known as Herat, and beautiful coastlines with coral reefs teeming with marine life in the Red Sea. This variety in landscape makes every region unique. This geography has shaped the lives of the people who have lived here for thousands of years. The harsh desert environment taught them to be resilient and resourceful. Bedouin tribes learned how to navigate the vast sands, find water, and live in harmony with nature. The oases, small pockets of green in the desert, became centers of life and agriculture. The mountains provided refuge and different resources. The seas offered opportunities for fishing and trade. The land of Saudi Arabia, in all its challenging and beautiful forms, is the silent author of its people's long and fascinating story. Long before Saudi Arabia was a single kingdom, its lands were home to powerful and advanced civilizations. This wasn't an empty desert, but a busy hub of activity. One of the most famous ancient kingdoms was that of the Nabateans. We often connect them with Petra in Jordan, but their influence stretched deep into the Arabian Peninsula. They built a magnificent city called Mada Saleh, also known as Hegra, in the north. This city was a vital stop on the ancient incense route. Caravans carrying frankincense and myrrh, which were as valuable as gold, would rest here on their long journey from southern Arabia to the Mediterranean. These ancient trade routes were the lifeblood of the region. They were like highways of the ancient world, connecting the wealthy kingdoms of the south with the great empires of Rome, Greece, and Egypt. The people of Arabia controlled this trade. They grew wealthy and powerful by guiding the caravans safely through the difficult desert terrain and providing them with water and protection. This made the peninsula a strategic center of global commerce. Cities like Mada Saleh and Al-Ula became prosperous cultural centers where different ideas, languages, and arts mixed together, creating a unique and vibrant society. But the Nabateans were not the only ones. Other kingdoms and tribes also left their mark. In the south, near the border with Yemen, the civilization of Najran flourished. They were known for their impressive architecture and a famous story of faith that is even mentioned in the Quran. All across the peninsula, rock art and inscriptions tell the stories of these ancient peoples. You can find drawings of hunters, animals, and mysterious symbols carved into the stones, some dating back over 10,000 years. These are like open-air history books, a silent testimony to the generations who called this land their home. These pre-Islamic civilizations show that the history of Saudi Arabia is deep and rich. They built cities, managed complex trade networks, and developed unique cultures long before the modern era. They understood the desert and mastered it. They created art that has survived for millennia. The ruins they left behind, like the stunning tombs of Mada Saleh or the ancient inscriptions of Juba, are now being rediscovered. They remind us that the story of this land is not just about oil and modern cities, but also about a profound and ancient heritage that is slowly revealing its secrets to the world. In the 7th century, a new chapter in the history of the world began in the Arabian Peninsula. It started in the bustling city of Makkah, a trading hub nestled in a valley surrounded by rocky mountains. In this city, around the year 570, a man named Muhammad was born. He was known among his people, the Quraysh tribe, for his honesty and wisdom. Around the age of 40, he began to receive revelations from God, or Allah in Arabic. These revelations were recorded in what would become the Holy Book of Islam, the Quran. This marked the dawn of a new monotheistic faith that would change the region and the world forever. The message of Islam was simple and powerful. It called for the worship of one God, rejecting the many idols that were housed in the Kaaba, a sacred cube-shaped building in the center of Makkah. Prophet Muhammad preached about justice, charity, and equality for all people. At first, his message was met with strong opposition from the powerful leaders of Makkah, who feared losing their status and wealth. The early Muslims faced persecution and hardship. They were a small community, but their faith was strong. They believed in the truth of the message and the promise of a better, more just society. Due to the increasing hostility in Makkah, in the year 622, Prophet Muhammad and his followers made a historic journey north to the city of Yathrib. This event, known as the Hijra, or migration, was a turning point. The people of Yathrib welcomed the Prophet and the Muslims. The city was renamed Medina, which means the city of the Prophet. Here, the first Islamic community state was established. A constitution was created and principles of governance, social justice, and defense were put into practice. The Hijra was so important that it marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. Medina became the first capital of the growing Islamic world. From Medina, the message of Islam spread rapidly across the Arabian Peninsula. The tribes that had once fought against each other were united by their new shared faith. Within a few years, Prophet Muhammad and his followers returned to Makkah, this time peacefully. The city embraced Islam, and the Kaaba was rededicated to the worship of the one God, becoming the focal point of prayer for Muslims everywhere. The birth of Islam in Makkah and Medina did not just create a new religion, it unified the Arabian people and laid the foundation for a civilization that would soon stretch across 3 continents. After the time of the Prophet, the Arabian Peninsula, remained the spiritual heart of the Islamic world. The first Islamic caliphates, or empires, were ruled from cities like Medina, Damascus, and Baghdad. For many centuries, different powers controlled the region. The Ottoman Empire, which was based in what is now modern-day Turkey, eventually gained control over the Hejaz. That's the western part of Arabia, where Makkah and Medina are located. However, their control over the vast interior of the peninsula was often, well, quite weak. The people of Central Arabia, known as Najd, were fiercely independent, living in tribal communities and small city-states. This was really a land waiting for a leader to unite it. In the 18th century, a powerful alliance was formed that would change the course of Arabian history. A religious scholar named Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab called for a return to what he saw as the purest form of Islam. He formed a pact with a local ruler from Diriyah, a town near modern-day Riyadh, named Muhammad ibn Saud. Together, they began a movement to unite the tribes of the peninsula under one banner of faith and governance. This marked the beginning of the first Saudi state. It was a powerful but short-lived kingdom that laid the groundwork for what was to come. Over the next century and a half, the House of Saud faced many challenges. They fought against the Ottomans and rival Arabian leaders. The first Saudi state fell, but the family's ambition did not. A second Saudi state was established, but it also eventually collapsed due to internal conflicts. It really seemed as though the dream of a unified Arabia might be lost. However, in the early 20th century, a young and visionary leader emerged from exile. His name was Abdulaziz ibn Saud. He was determined to reclaim his family's ancestral homeland and fulfill the dream of his forefathers. In 1902, Abdulaziz ibn Saud led a small group of men on a daring raid to recapture the city of Riyadh. This incredible victory was the spark that ignited a 30-year campaign to unite the scattered territories of the peninsula. Through a combination of military skill, diplomacy, and a deep understanding of tribal politics, he brought the regions of Najd, Hejaz, and other parts of Arabia under his control. In 1932, he officially announced the creation of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, naming the country after his family. This was the birth of the modern nation we know today, a unified state built from diverse and ancient lands. Saudi Arabia is a land rich with places that tell stories of faith and history. The most important of these are the holy cities of Makkah and Medina. Makkah is home to the Masjid al-Haram, the Grand Mosque, which surrounds the Kaaba. This is the direction Muslims all over the world face when they pray. Every year, millions of pilgrims travel to Makkah for the Hajj, a spiritual journey that every able-bodied Muslim must undertake once in their lifetime. Medina, the second holiest city, is where you will find the Prophet's mosque, Al-Masjid an-Nabawi. The Prophet Muhammad is buried here, making it a place of deep love and reverence for Muslims. But the kingdom's historical treasures go far beyond these two cities. In the northwestern desert, you can step back 2,000 years at Ma'in Saleh. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its more than 100 monumental tombs carved directly into giant sandstone rocks by the Nabatean people. It is a sister city to Petra in Jordan and offers a breathtaking glimpse into the ancient world of trade and artistry. Nearby is the vast region of Al-Ula, an area that holds thousands of years of history, with ancient kingdoms, rock art, and stunning natural formations like the Elephant Rock. It is a place where history is written on the very landscape. Closer to the modern capital of Riyadh is Diriyah. This is the birthplace of the first Saudi state and the ancestral home of the Al Saud royal family. Its old city at Tarif is now a beautifully restored UNESCO World Heritage Site. Walking through its mud brick palaces and mosques, you can feel the history of the nation's founding. In the south, the city of Najran, near the border with Yemen, offers a different kind of history. Its unique mud brick forts, known as, show a distinct architectural style. Najran was once a vibrant center on the ancient incense route and home to a historic Christian community. Other sites across the country also hold deep historical significance. In the north, the area of Tabuk is mentioned in Islamic history as the site of an important expedition led by the Prophet Muhammad. Its ancient fort and railway station from the Ottoman era tell stories of pilgrims and armies passing through. These places, Makkah, Medina, Ma'in Saleh, Diriyah, Najran, Al-Ula, and Tabuk, are not just tourist attractions. They are the soul of the nation. They are portals that connect the Saudi people and visitors from around the world to the deep roots of faith, culture, and civilization that have grown in this land for millennia. Saudi Arabia today is a country undergoing a massive transformation. This change is guided by a bold and ambitious plan called Saudi Vision 2030. Launched in 2016, this is a roadmap for the future of the kingdom. Its main goal is to diversify the country's economy, reducing its dependence on oil, which has been the primary source of wealth for decades. The vision aims to create a vibrant society, a thriving economy, and an ambitious nation. It is about building a sustainable future for the next generation of Saudis by unlocking the potential of its people and its unique strategic location. One of the most talked about projects under Vision 2030 is NEOM. This is not just a city, it is a vision for a new way of living. It is being built in the northwest of the country along the coast of the Red Sea. NEOM is planned to be a hub for innovation, technology, and sustainability. It will be powered entirely by renewable energy, like solar and wind power. One of its most famous designs is The Line, a city that will be 170 kilometers long but only 200 meters wide, with no cars or roads. It promises a future where people and nature can coexist in harmony, driven by cutting-edge technology and new ideas. Another key part of Vision 2030 is the expansion of tourism. For a long time, Saudi Arabia was primarily visited by religious pilgrims. Now, the country is opening its doors to tourists from all over the world. It wants to share its rich history, diverse culture, and stunning natural landscapes. Ancient sites like Al Ula and Ma'in Saleh are being developed with beautiful resorts and visitor centers. The Red Sea coast is being transformed into a luxury tourism destination, with pristine beaches and world-class diving spots. The goal is to make tourism a major contributor to the economy and create millions of new jobs. This transformation is changing Saudi society as well. There is a greater focus on culture, entertainment, and sports. Cinemas have opened, music concerts are held, and international sporting events are hosted. Women are playing a more active role in the workforce and public life, with new laws allowing them to drive and have more freedom. Vision 2030 is more than just an economic plan. It is a social and cultural revolution. It is about modernizing the country while still holding on to its core identity and values, preparing Saudi Arabia for a new and exciting role in the 21st century. Saudi Arabia holds a unique and sacred place in the hearts of over 2 billion Muslims around the world. This is because it is the location of Islam's two holiest cities, Makkah and Medina. These cities are not just places on a map, they are the spiritual center of the Islamic faith. 5 times a day, Muslims from every corner of the globe turn towards the Kaaba in Makkah to perform their prayers. This creates a powerful, invisible connection that unites a diverse global community. The kingdom's role as the custodian of these holy sites is a great responsibility and a profound honor. The annual pilgrimage, the Hajj, further strengthens this connection. Every year, millions of Muslims travel to Makkah to perform a series of rituals that date back to the time of Prophet Abraham and were finalized by Prophet Muhammad. The Hajj is a powerful symbol of unity and equality. People from all races, nationalities, and social classes come together, dressed in simple white garments, standing side by side as equals before God. Managing this massive yearly event is a huge undertaking, and Saudi Arabia invests enormous resources to ensure the safety, comfort, and well-being of the pilgrims. This role makes the kingdom central to the religious life of every Muslim. Beyond the Hajj, Muslims also visit Makkah and Medina throughout the year for a smaller pilgrimage called Umrah. This constant flow of visitors means that the kingdom is always welcoming people from the global Islamic community, known as the. This continuous interaction fosters a sense of shared identity and brotherhood. The religious importance of the country gives it a special leadership role in the Islamic world. It hosts major international Islamic organizations, such as the Muslim World League and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, which work to address issues facing Muslims globally. This religious significance is the foundation of Saudi Arabia's identity. While the country is modernizing and diversifying its economy, its role as the guardian of Islam's holiest places remains its most important duty. It is a source of immense pride for the Saudi people and a key part of their country's relationship with the rest of the world. For billions of people, Saudi Arabia is not just another country. It is the land where their faith was born, the direction they pray towards, and the destination of the most important journey of their lives. It is, and always will be, the heartbeat of the Muslim world. Saudi Arabia stands today as a fascinating bridge, connecting a deep and ancient past with a bold and ambitious future. It is a land where you can walk through the ruins of civilizations that thrived thousands of years ago, and then, just a short distance away, witness the construction of futuristic cities powered by artificial intelligence. This unique blend of history and modernity is what makes the kingdom so compelling. It is a nation that honors its sacred traditions and its role as the cradle of Islam, while at the same time embracing change and innovation on a massive scale. The kingdom's importance extends far beyond its own borders. As the world's largest exporter of oil, it plays a critical role in the global economy and energy security. Decisions made in Riyadh can affect the price of fuel and the economic stability of countries around the world. This gives Saudi Arabia significant influence on the international stage. It is a leading voice in the Arab world and a key player in regional politics, working to promote stability and cooperation in a complex and often turbulent part of the world. Its strategic position makes it a vital partner for nations everywhere. At its core, Saudi Arabia remains the spiritual center for the entire Islamic world. This responsibility shapes its identity and its actions. The kingdom serves as a unifying force for a global community of believers, a role that brings both honor and immense duty. By safeguarding the holy sites and welcoming millions of pilgrims, it reinforces the bonds that connect Muslims across different cultures and continents. This religious leadership, combined with its economic power, gives Saudi Arabia a unique and powerful platform to be a force for good in the world. In the end, the story of Saudi Arabia is a story of transformation. It is the story of a nation that rose from the desert sands, united by faith and a powerful vision. It is a country that is building skyscrapers and smart cities while carefully preserving ancient tombs and mud brick palaces. It is a bridge not just between continents, but between time itself, between a rich history that has shaped the world and a future it is actively trying to create. As it continues on this remarkable journey, Saudi Arabia will undoubtedly remain a central and vital character in the unfolding story of our world.
Ready for a history adventure? Join our community. Subscribe to World History, smash that like, share with friends, and drop your thoughts below. Let's make history together. See you in the comments.